So welcome one and all to a picturesque evening here, a clear night, all the ingredients for a showcase game that the passionate crowd demands. I'm Peter Drury, and joining me here, our expert Jim Beglin.
Hi Peter, always good to work with you. I'm really looking forward to this now.
And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. So we're very much on the way now. He's found the way through. Well, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. Some intricate passing, looking to progress the ball. It's Bale! It's bounced back off the post. So, Jim, tell me this, who are you looking for in particular here?
Yeah, Thibaut Courtois. He's a huge presence between the sticks and
he shoots! And the keeper has reacted superbly there.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that. Size really matters, and it's time to make it matter now.
And it's been taken short. And now a sudden chance to counter. Passing is crisp and sharp. Neither of these two want to come off second best. Oh, beautifully shaped ball. And it's Bale. Now, can they get him away? Now it's Torres. Shot a goal! Oh, denied brilliantly!
Fernando Torres actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
FC Tulsa have the chance to go the other way. That's a sharp pass. They're back in possession and ready to go again. Now it's Batistuta. Torres. Gyökeres. Gyökeres was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. Pass somewhat off target. Has a look and plays it forward. Shapes to shoot!
Are certainly playing with an intense focus in executing their plan here.
McAllister defending his corner stubbornly, stood up very well to his man. Martinez.
A lot of space here, a real opportunity.
And a goal here just before half-time could mean a great deal. Bale. Harrison was in no mood for any of that. Guardiola. And it's Bale. That's very neat. Shoots!
And he could have done himself a massive favour by just lifting his head up there. You know, it would have been a better picture of what was going on around him.
And he was quick to react. And the referee has blown for half-time. So neither team were able to take the lead, but it certainly hasn't been for the lack of trying.
Hello everybody, and this
Some
is
first half thoughts?
I think they can be very happy with the flow of the game so far. They're moving the ball around very nicely. They're creating opportunities too. They must need to find a way to add that touch of quality in front of goal, that extra clinical edge.
So at the halfway stage, we still have deadlock. The score 0-0. So straight into the second half.
Portugal are probably feeling relatively good about themselves, so I don't think the manager has seen anything to change in his half-time team talk.
Number 7, Conte.
And here's Torres. Well, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. Yeah, he's pulled him up for that challenge. This looks like a more than decent chance to strike.
Someone's eyeing this up with real belief here.
Oh, good-looking ball. And that's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Well, if you did take an extended half-time break, you'll be relieved to hear that you have missed nothing. Great ball, and he's in here! And that's really well manoeuvred. Cannavaro did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. Pass just lacking in accuracy.
Portugal have really been terrific at snuffing out the threat. Now for something different.
Oh, there's a probing ball. Juve, forever the opportunist. A sniff, that's all he needs.
Deserved a better ball there. He's right to be disappointed.
No breakthrough and well into the second period. It is still anyone's game. Passes coming off in quick succession here. FC Tulsa are looking to play on the counter here, aren't they?
Well, I think it's pretty clear they've changed their shape, certainly when defending at least, because they've got to be ready to hit them hard on the counter-attack, and that seems to be the plan.
Petrauda. Just a quarter of an hour to play. No way through. Van Bronckhorst. And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped. Well, there's no doubt that they want to win this, Peter. They'll have to maintain the energy and dynamism until the very end, though. I think we might be done here, Peter. I don't see there being enough time for them to try again.
Batistuta tries to pass it through. Oh, super find. They'll have to settle for that. So a tough one to gauge. Defensive dominance combined with wastefulness in attack, and the outcome inevitable. So what do you take away from it all, Jim?
Portugal certainly had some good moments.
Well, hello and welcome to you all on this opening day. Two teams, each seeking the perfect pick-me-up start at the expense of each other. There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. So that's got things underway. Jim, who do you reckon is pivotal?
Well, Peter, I've been hugely impressed with what I've seen so far from this guy, Jude Bellingham. You don't become a regular at one of Europe's leading teams at 17 unless you're very, very special. And he's the epitome.
Shot a goal! Well, that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure. Well, height could make all the difference on these set pieces.
He leaps off the bar, but he's left disappointed.
Well, that would have gone down as a bit of a waste. You're in a great position and you end up massively frustrated.
And that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
He has found the way through.
Well, a few of his teammates are quite furious with him as they felt they were within reach, but he made nothing of it. His boss doesn't look too amused either.
And here's Torres. Now it's Mbappe. Cáceres. No goals as yet. That is ended up in no man's land. That is good progress on the left. You have to say that was an exemplary tackle. Stopped him dead in his tracks. He's a sharp little ball here. No, he's not getting his way this time. Not the most accurate pass. Oh, that's well spotted. Rivalry is one whose deliveries we all know about. Fernando Torres. Torres! What about that from Fernando Torres? A finish of true class. It was thrashed in, the crispest of hits.
It would have taken something heroic from the keeper to get anything on that. The height was tricky enough, but the power...
Real chance! A real chance and a real let-off. Portugal do seem to have a very clear game plan here, Jim.
Yeah, they're set up to play those long balls from deep, Peter. The front men have certainly been busy making the runs beyond that defence.
That's a tried and tested formula, OK, but very demanding too.
Well, you need your boys up front to work extremely hard, and you need to get the passing right as well, of course.
Gyökeres looking to receive it in space. Well, he has slightly undercooked that one.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
Aimed beyond the defence. Van Bronckhorst has quite the footballing brain. He's almost never outsmarted. Olise. He's had a shot! Oh, fine stop from the keeper.
Oh, he's really looking like he's on the very top of his game here.
Quick look at his watch, and the referee whistles for half-time. A very combative, competitive half with just the one decisive moment. It's been compelling stuff.
And a quick
What do you think we're up to after 45 minutes?
Okay, they got hit with that one sucker punch, but I don't think there was much wrong with their overall approach. I think the boss needs to give his team a lift during the break, and they should still be quite buoyant.
Portugal can be fairly satisfied then. It's so far so good for them, and it's 1-0 at the break. And Hostilities have resumed at the start of the second half.
Portugal definitely want to carry on in a similar manner, although I would exercise some caution, Peter. You wouldn't want to leave yourself open in the early minutes trying to kill this off.
Portugal disappointing in the end there. They lack urgency. And it's Cáceres. Nothing wrong with that tackle. Ball won cleanly. Team still separated by the game's only goal. The message is clear. None shall pass. Now he's off and running. Always onto this. Decent chance! Oh, good finish. Two to the good, and they are purring. Absolutely purring. And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
Portugal are now luxuriating in a two-goal lead.
Yeah, and you have to say that the contrast of moods are very visible now. They really fancy themselves to go and wrap things up. Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it really prove productive?
Well seen, saw that coming.
That's great position.
Chance! They've got to be quick to recover this. Guardiola gets it away. Now it's Bale. Now looking to orchestrate a counter. Rivalry. Barcelona needed that. They really needed it.
Well, I thought they got off lightly there. The odds were stacked against them.
Oh, good ball! And Torres! It's their second corner of the game. Can he finish? Oh, how good is he? That is a gem! An absolute gem! And they are disappearing out of sight. And, oh, he's going to be pulled back for that one. He knew what was coming. That's a yellow card.
Well, sometimes a loose foul can trigger a completely different spell of play, and it makes even less sense.
It is a fair distance from goal. I'm not sure if he'll have a go. Keeper's not concerned by that. Now it's Olise. Doué has the space to... takes the shot! Great football, shot and save.
Well, there's always that risk, Peter, when a team commits too many numbers forward. You can't help but leave some gaps at the back.
And that's gone loose. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest.
There will be
It's a
3
pretty
minutes
loose
added
pass.
time.
Can he get it through? And the finish! And no mistake. And they are right back within touch. A momentary lapse mercilessly exploited. They were absolutely lethal.
It's just sloppy to lose the ball like that, Peter. The ease which they were able to cut through them from there, that definitely doesn't have a good look about it.
Barcelona may be down, but not out just yet. The player's body language here is a bit grim. It is not looking great at all. Bale considers his options. An opportunity then to pull clear here. It's loose now and they want to get it back. And I think we're done. Yes, we are done. Perfect result, perfect outcome. A test passed with flying colours.
Quick announcement today that memorable.
What are your thoughts on today's game then, Jim?
Well, it's pretty clear that there was a solid game plan in place for what was a very high-pressure game. I think it shows great maturity on the part of the players, and it was, for me, well-deserved and well-earned.
So just time for me to say thanks to Jim for his wisdom and to wish you all a very good evening. Well, hello and welcome to you all on this opening day. Two teams, each seeking the perfect pick-me-up start at the expense of each other. And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. So it's down to business here. Now here, Jim, is a truly unique player, Sergio Busquets, a player whose greatness really isn't measurable by numbers.
One of those...
Neymar! Oh, it's come loose.
They want to be quick here. It's breakaway time.
And here's Rivalry. Pass somewhat off target. Now it's Rivalry. And the shot! Superb from Rivalry!
Well, this is already looking rather ominous for the opposition. When a player of his calibre can open up the scoring with a brilliantly classy finish, it could be a very long match for that defence to prevent it happening again.
He hit that like he meant it. Absolutely speared it in.
It would have taken something heroic from the keeper to get anything on that. The height was tricky enough, but the power, he had no chance.
They have. Tries a shot! And that's a sharp finish. That is remarkable. All square in a matter of moments.
Yeah, they say that fortune favours the brave, and we've just seen an example. This team has real personality and character.
Well, it would have been harder to miss.
Well, my sympathies go to the keeper, who was left horribly exposed. You don't expect players to switch off in front of goal like that.
We're looking at a different game now.
You've got to commend that, Peter. It's the perfect response to falling behind. Don't let your heads drop, just get back up the pitch and level the scores again. This is cracking stuff.
And he cuts out the supply. Still very early doors, but it is a closely contested affair. Bale. And it's Rivalry. Busquets did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. Great ball, and he's in. Oh, he's been caught napping.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Van Bronckhorst.
Brazil really look like a team that's set up to absorb pressure. They don't mind being on the back foot.
But with something up their sleeve.
Yeah, they clearly feel they can hit hard on the counter-attack thanks to their pacey options.
He's on it, can he get away?
And he could have done himself a massive favour by just lifting his head up there. You know, it would have been a better picture of what was going on around him.
And he's in on goal. Guardiola. Well seen, saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped.
Oh, he's felt that, hasn't he? Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. Bumps him off it and wins back the ball. Into the final 5 minutes of the first half. Lovely, now then. And the shot! What a wonderful goal! And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
Shevchenko! And he hits the net. They are purring, truly purring. That was a given, it always was.
Shevchenko really can't believe his luck. He was allowed so much room when he should have been.
And a chance! Relentless, just relentless. A quite incredible spell. They are flying. Another moment of magic, a real wow moment. Well, and it's half-time. So that was the first half, and we will be back with the second half shortly.
And now I'd just like to read out our fan club members who are celebrating their birthdays today.
So off we go again.
Well, things just haven't quite clicked, Peter, have they? They're behind and they deserve to be, but they've had a chance to regroup now, so we'll see how they come out at the start of the second half.
Lam. And that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Now it's Shevchenko. He's found space here. Khan breathes a sigh of relief as he gets his hands on the ball. Rijkaard. Guardiola. Torres. Gyökeres.
Well, the way this game is offering less possession, they'll need to have a very good conversion rate.
Oh, well played, well sorted out. Van de Ven. And it's Rijkaard. Just about up to the hour now. Rafael Varane. And that's really well manoeuvred. Well, that pass isn't the best. A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
Brazil clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted.
And here's Bale. The pressing's intense, and it's paid off.
Bale.
Little doubt, that is a foul. The referee's come over. It's a red card. Well, there may be some scope for debate over the seriousness of the offence, but none over its repercussions. They'll have to see out the rest of the game with... And that's it. So, just time for me to say thanks to Jim for his...
A great choice, Peter, but I think I do the former in that position.
Rijkaard gathers from the goal kick. Is there any support? He might not need it. Well, that's a foul and the whistle's gone.
Well, talk about being caught between a rock and a hard place. I don't think he had much choice there, although he's paid for it.
Perhaps the final meaningful act of the first half. And a real chance to break the deadlock. Bale! No, just not quite.
Well, he's furious with himself, but at least the boss is applauding his effort then.
Rivalry. Rijkaard does well to get it back. Diouf. That is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. It's Asa! Well, the finish certainly didn't match the build-up.
That's really well played. It's just the type of run you need. Off the shoulder of the last defender, stay onside.
And it's half-time. Well, it was a half of could-haves and should-haves, but as the whistle blows, we remain where we started. Plenty for both managers to mull over here. Not too much so far to lift anybody off their seat.
Well, this will have given them a chance to look for any potential holes and weaknesses in the opposition. Something that will bear fruit once the teams come out again, I'm sure, Peter.
Well, generally speaking, an entertaining half. Lack of goals a notable thing, but that's not to say it hasn't been very watchable. Back chance for a shot! It's there!
Dependability is one thing, and he brings that to his game, but that sort of dynamism is another attribute he's blessed with, and it's revealed on a regular basis too. Superb.
There was no getting to that, no getting to it at all. Expertly done.
That's expertly finished, and he's done that so often.
They have what they wanted, the first breakthrough. Portugal needed that, they really needed it.
Well, that tackle was immense, and so was the relief.
And the shot! And that's a sharp finish! And there's the goal they've been looking for. One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
Portugal are sitting pretty, 2-0 up.
Well, their manager seems to have them always thinking about the next goal. When's the next goal coming? They're such an entertaining watch.
And he can clear it away. Oh, he's been caught on it here. Oh, brilliant save under real pressure. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. This is a promising build-up. Good running, strong and purposeful.
Well, that's good defending. He squeezed the play and he gave him no chance to get on the turn.
Now it's Bale. And that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
That is a jarring tackle, but apparently nothing wrong with it. And it is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
Looking for the run. Rooney. Well, that's been cut out, well played. Rijkaard is the distributor-in-chief, always looking for movers. And that's a throw-in. And he's managed to gift it back. Ahead by 2 and just about into the home straight. It's a pretty loose pass. Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so.
He made it look a bit predictable.
Oh, that's wonderful alertness. Rivalry on 2 now and looking for 3. And here's Rooney. Rooney! Oh no, this does not... Has another goal! It's a goal! And what a climax we have here! And that was as close to certain as can be.
It's shocking. The ease with which he was able to get into the space, and a player of his quality was highly unlikely to miss that.
Substitution for Benfica, number 21, El Hadj Diouf.
So changes afoot here, and from both sides. Benfica give themselves a chance of a fairy tale finish.
Well, the mindset has changed. Now they need to find all the courage they can get.
Not the most accurate pass. Vinicius Junior. Check claims comfortably. And the referee brings it to a close. Portugal can celebrate now. They have exactly what they craved.
For our World Charity Fund.
A moment to savour for all of us. Lined up on the start line, their eyes fixed on the prize. It is the ultimate calm before the inevitable storm. There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. So we're very much on the way now. West Ham have gone 4-3-3. Jim, how do you interpret that?
Yeah, Peter, you can look at this formation 1 minute and think that it is 4-3-3, and the next time you check it'll be 4-5-1, and it's all to do with whether you've got the ball or not, and the wider attacking player.
Towering header! No, not the best of headers.
I thought it was a really good break. No shortage of pace nor intensity. Exactly what's required when on the counter-attack.
And it's Bale. And no, he's seen through all of that. Puskas, rapid and full of intent.
Well, this fellow, Giorgio Chiellini, Peter, is one of the game's great thinkers.
Yeah, in both an academic and a footballing sense, of course. Tries a shot! A collective sigh of relief from the defence. Pass somewhat off target. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Puskas can so cleverly bypass the press. So it is still 0-0. Well, he's going to be disappointed with that. Rijkaard. And it's Rivalry. Oh, facing up to it. Rivalry has got himself a free kick. And the referee has shown him a yellow card. Not too many have the power or indeed the accuracy from this range. Would he dare to have a go?
We all love a trier, Peter, but the wiser choice would have been ball into box.
And this is Torres. Passing is crisp and sharp. Batistuta. Van Bronckhorst. Well read, nice interception. Well, there's a probing ball. And they're back on the ball again. 15 minutes till half-time. Zanetti. Well, good play on the left-hand side here. Oh, that's fabulous. Rodri deals with that comfortably. Rodri gets it away. And here's Bale. It's a threatening ball. Rivalry is alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. Well, I'm not sure how the stats look in terms of expected goals, but nothing actual has materialised so far. Oh, that's... And he shoots! He scored!
And for such a big name in your side to register very close to the break, not only creates a real buzz in your dressing room during the break, but dispirits the opposition too, and sets up a decent chance to go on and finish this game to their liking now.
Was there ever any doubt?
Peter, I can tell you, that was nothing short of a cold-blooded execution.
Portugal have taken the lead.
Well, I think the managers are going to have to scrap whatever they had in mind for the half-time team talks. One has got to tone it up now and the other has to tone it down.
Oh, what's he done? Now then, the ball's come loose.
1 minute added time.
Best! That is some save from Khan. It's a decent watch, a frantic watch. It is half-time. So a steady, solid and more than satisfactory first half. They've got the lead and that gives them something to build on after the break. Portugal up by 1 goal at the halfway point.
Yeah, I like the fact that there was a genuine flow to this game as well as intent, but I can't help feeling that their efforts deserved that little bit more.
Portugal just about ahead, 1-0 at the break. So straight into the second half.
Well, my advice would be to keep at it. If you're doing well, keep it going.
Now it's Puskas. Batistuta finds himself offside. Saliba. West Ham are looking to play on the counter here, aren't they?
Well, I think it's pretty clear they've changed their shape, certainly when defending at least, because they've got to be ready to hit them hard on the counter-attack, and that seems to be the plan.
Great ball, and he's in here, and Puskas! Not a bad try by any means. Great vision. Gyökeres. Oh, great chance! Chance for a shot! And he hits the net! 2 up and in charge, and things are looking pretty good for them now. As simple as you like, the outcome utterly inevitable.
Well, so often it comes down to that quality on the final pass, and we've got it here, Peter. The defence might want to have a good look at themselves as to how they let it happen.
Portugal are now luxuriating in a 2-goal lead.
There's a certain authoritativeness in everything they do now. If they want to kill off this game, now's the time to get it done.
Just about up to 75 minutes. Nicely shaped ball. Gerrard. Totti. Rodri. He's a sharp little ball here.
Well, the moans and groans from the stands now are very audible.
Bale. Lovely bit of skill. And he's managed to get free. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. That's a lovely, neat pass. Ahead by 2 and just about into the home straight. And it's Rivalry. And here's Torres. Oh, this looks sharp.
Well, that's good defending. He squeezed the play and he gave him no chance to get on the turn.
No, again, there's no way through.
There will be 1 minute added time.
Totti. Puskás. And now the breakaway. Now it's Puskás. And this is Batistuta. And there goes the final whistle. Portugal are enjoying their moments of collective uplift. A win achieved with efficiency and certainty, as we've come to expect from them. Gyökeres picking up the Man of the Match award, and no surprise there.
Join me in wishing our birthday
What are your
boy
thoughts
a
on today's
very
game then, Jim?
special
I think we
birthday.
just saw a team winning
Hello and welcome one and all. The atmosphere building very nicely here. Gorgeous, gorgeous evening. The skies are clear, the noise is fervent, the atmosphere frenetic. I'm Peter Drury and this is Jim Beglin. A delight to have him on board.
Thanks for that, Peter, and may I say a big hello to everyone.
Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. We are just getting started. Jim, you've played in games of this nature. Who can make the difference?
Well, I get the feeling, Peter, that this guy, Michael Elise, will be very much under here. He's, I think, superb in that position on the right-hand side. I don't want to see him moved anywhere else in the team because he's expert in that area. And I think the next phase in his career now is to start scoring more goals. He's already pretty proficient at that, but he's good enough to add many more goals to his game, and he could do some damage here too.
Yeah, he'll be looking for a goal or two. Well, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. Torres was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Rivalry will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. And he's gone looking for safety. Aimed beyond the defence, and he's being shifted off it. Torres, good strong midfield running here. And he's managed to get rid. Oh, easy pickings there.
Well, neither defence has had a wake-up call yet, because neither attack has turned up.
Jokeres gets flagged offside. That is ended up in no man's land. Van Bronckhorst is one of those players who's known for reading the game better than anyone. And that has been knocked clear. That's a cute ball. Floated through. Azar is sporting a guilty look after that.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he?
He won't be happy with that one. He's found the way through. Plenty to aim at. And the shot! Goal! Portugal! And there is your opener. The invitation was clear and it was accepted with the utmost glee.
And his manager couldn't look happier. That's the kind of interplay they've been working on in training, and it came off beautifully.
You felt it was coming. 1-0.
Well, this will present the manager with a few interesting options, Peter. Try sitting on this or push on with the opposition now forced to come out.
Van der Ven. And he's in on goal. Real tries a shot!
And he was there to get a vital touch. Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played. All he needs to do is to place this between the goalposts and basically let them attack it.
Terrific effort! And a terrific save from the keeper.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
Portugal have their second corner now. Goes for a shot! Oh, good finish. Again, in a trice, and they are soaring. Another moment of magic, a real wow moment.
That's what he lives for, Peter. Not a lot more to add.
Number 22.
And now he has two. So that's two. And the referee says that is that for the first half.
Well, the second goal certainly came as a welcome surprise, Peter. So late and so potentially destructive.
That certainly seems to be the case.
Well, both half-time team talks will undergo change now. One will be solid, the other needs to be pretty inspiring.
Portugal looking good, feeling good. It is 2-0 at the break. And we're already back up and running after half-time. Oh, he's got that all wrong, and it's a penalty. Portugal have themselves a chance from the spot. This further to improve their cause. And that's a poor pen.
Not the best spot kick I've ever seen, but they've got to keep their heads up and chase this game.
Lovely pass, but can he get there? Swung over. Good ball, good take. He has found the way, and the finish! Just cruising! They are cruising! It's all becoming so easy. One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's difficult to find an answer to it when it's applied like that.
Portugal find a position of real strength now. Xabi Alonso. Serginho. Can he get it through? And the through ball. And into the grateful arms of the keeper. Van Bronckhorst can so cleverly bypass the press. Takes the shot! It's loose now and they want to get it back. Not pretty, but it gets the job done. Tries one from range! Smashing save, really good save that.
Tottenham are showing good urgency, but they have to place more emphasis on service into the box.
Corner number 2 then. Olise plays it short. Azar! And that is certainly not what he had in mind.
Well, that's a sign that he clearly feels the need to take it upon himself to try and get his side back into this.
Tries from distance. Oh, brilliant save.
Well, probably not the best way to try and get back into this game, but it could spark something into life.
Tottenham have their third corner. Defending of the desperate variety. Oh, that's ambitious. Portugal have the chance to go the other way. Now this could be a chance. And this is Torres. He's shifting through the gears here. There's the shot! And it's in! They are gorging themselves here on a seriously gorgeous scoreline. That was a given, it always was.
Some great movement here, and the pass was perfect. All he had to do was just apply the finishing touch.
Things looking so easy, almost too easy here. Gyökeres. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. Ball is over the line. It'll be a throw-in. He's had a fair tumble under that challenge. Azar! Oh, crossbar!
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Portugal do have a chance to counter here. Nicely weighted ball. He is through here. The ball is loose and the chase is on. Tottenham can breathe again, just.
Well, that tackle was immense, and so was the relief. The great escape.
Now it's Bale.
There will be 5 minutes.
Just eases him off the ball. And he's decided to go for it. He's put his foot right through that one. That's the throw. He's on it. Can he get away? Azar. And time is up. Well, this is a side which is purring, picture perfect to win. They will relish having pulverised. So welcome one and all to a picturesque evening here. A clear night, all the ingredients for a showcase game that the passionate crowd demands. I'm Peter Drury, and here with me in the commentary box, I'm glad to report, is Jim Beglin.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Drury, and hello to everyone.
Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. It's Bale! Superb goal!
Well, they would have been looking at him to produce the goods, and that was very kind of him to oblige so early.
Calm, composed, confident. What a super goal.
Well, he's a defender's nightmare. You try to send him one way, and he just slips the other.
Barcelona finding themselves unexpectedly behind. Rijkaard. Now it's Bale. To Michaelis. Rijkaard. Torres just eases him off the ball, engages and forces him off the ball. And it's Bale. Rivalry. Looking to play him in. Quarter of an hour played. And here's Torres.
They've got to be quick moving this forward.
probing pass. Well, there is a look that says it all. A piercing stare.
Ah, he made it look a bit predictable.
Rivalry. Now it's Torres. And he's quick to snatch it back. And they can counter here. That is a jarring tackle, but apparently nothing wrong with it. Van Bronckhorst has quite the footballing brain. He's almost never outsmarted. Portugal leading here thanks to that early goal. 1-0 the score. Del Piero, and he's managed to get free. Well, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time.
Well, the box was just so congested there, Peter. There was absolutely no space to work with. Well, it's not the best when it comes to decision-making. OK, initially he probably was afforded the space to hold on to it, but the longer he did that, the more he was going to be swamped.
Barcelona with the corner, they're first. Dealt with nicely by the defence. And now they can spring out of defence. Zanetti does really well to win the ball there. Van Bronckhorst plays the game a step ahead of almost anyone. Now it's Forlan, played out towards the right wing.
Whatever happens, that's the kind of movement which raises hope.
Rijkaard clears it away. And we've reached half-time. Well, it's certainly simmered along nicely so far. Just the one goal in it, and it's all still very much up for grabs. Portugal go in at half-time with a 1-0 lead.
I thought that was a decent 45 minutes of football. Plenty of signs that both managers can take a lot of encouragement from. I would say the mood is neither overly negative nor positive. You still have to approach this like it's 0-0.
Portugal can look back at a decent first half. 1-0 the score. So we're straight back at it at the start of the second half.
Portugal can...
Great chance! Goal! They have done it! They have their equaliser!
Well, it looks like we have ourselves a real game here now, Peter. They've been rewarded for their courage, for their attitude, for their application, and now they'll want another.
The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
Barcelona restore parity.
This is exactly the kind of...
Torres! He's delivered all right!
Boom! There we go. And it couldn't be much better. He was born for the glory he's just managed. The apple on top of the tree.
That really is quite fabulous. All his own doing. Well, this is what we've been waiting for. Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he?
And this is Bale. He's got away. Oh, he's having a shot! It's a goal! 2 up and in charge, and things are looking pretty good for them now. Speed of thought, efficiency of movement, and certainty of outcome.
Well, the defence were being far too casual there, Peter. Far too slow to switch on to the danger. That's the kind of thing that makes managers go crazy.
And now he has 2.
మొబైల్ ఆన్ చేయండి వాయిస్ వినపడుతుందో లేదో ఆపుతే కూలర్ ఆపారా సౌండ్ వినపడుతుంది ఆన్ చేయాలి వినబడుతుంది వినపడుతుంది ఆపుకే దర్శకం ఎడానా పబ్లిక్ లేదు పబ్లిక్ మరి ఆ టెస్టింగ్ గట్రా లేవు మరి ఫ్యాన్ వాయిస్ వస్తుంది రావట్లేదు కదా పర్లేదు
Well, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion. There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. Well, we're on the way. We're talking a genuinely stylish player here in Frank Rijkaard. You're not arguing with that, Jim, are you?
No, I've got to totally agree with every word you just said. As holding midfielders go, he is one of the very best. Nothing phases him.
Easy enough for the goalkeeper. Van Bronckhorst. And it's Fernando Torres.
Oh, wow.
No, he's not going to get any further than that. Van Bronckhorst. Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped.
That has been cut short. And it's Rivalry. And he's in on goal.
Very good double touch.
Tonali. And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Torres. Goes down, but nothing given. And that's clear cut, it's a free kick. Well, you might think he got off lightly, it is just a verbal warning. Knocks it into space. Torres, he's picked his way through. Now, oh, he's been caught on it here. It's bailed!
He was berating his defence before making the save, and he's at it again now.
And the whistle's gone, presumably for offside. Can he get it through?
Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it really prove productive?
And that's gone loose. Played in by Danny Carvajal.
Well, from experience, I can tell you he'll get a lot of stick for getting that one wrong.
Juve. Oh, and they really should have been made to pay.
And this is why almost every team presses from the front these days, Peter. If you get it right, it creates more chances.
Approaching the half-hour mark. And it's Fernando Torres. Raul.
Portugal are clearly playing a patient game here, looking to pick out those runners.
That's a lot of the forwards, this style, doesn't it? You need them to be very sharp, chasing non-stop, running after lost causes.
Yeah, and you need a lot of movement up front if you're going to make it work.
Oh, lovely feeding is such a
Score.
chance.
Okay, thank you.
Goal, Portugal! Oh, one moment you're in possession, the next you're picking the ball out of your own net. That one will sting.
Well, a little more decisiveness on the ball and that probably wouldn't have happened, but still, it was very well played. Great pressure to force the error.
Portugal have fired themselves in front.
Well, this should allow them to be a bit more expansive, although they'll be wise to...
And Torres! But he's left disappointed.
Yeah, it's good movement, though. A bit unlucky he couldn't actually steer it goalwards.
Xavi Alonso is the team's great visionary.
Wow.
Torres, Silvestre. He's shifting through the gears here. That's a good run down the left. The ball is loose. Oh, what has happened here? And the whistle goes for half-time. So a steady, solid and more than satisfactory first half. They've got the lead and that gives them something to build on after the break. Portugal up by 1 goal at the halfway point.
There's plenty of positives to take despite the lead being so small, Peter. I think playing well, good energy.
That's a foul, no two ways about it. And he has shown him a yellow card. That's a good block, but at the expense of a corner.
Yeah, signal it also.
And we have our very first corner. That's a decent clearance. A heavy challenge. That's really well cleared. Tonali. Raul. Looking for the run. Chance, surely! A real chance and a real let-off.
I can't quite believe he's missed that,
Why
Peter.
that's
Just eases him off the ball. And he's quick to snatch it back. Now it's Tonali. Portugal are still that goal to the good. And it's Tonali. Now, can they get him away? It's a promising position, delivered across. Oh, that's a foul, and the whistle's gone. And he's going to have his name taken. Now, there are plenty in the middle waiting for this.
Well, there's lots of movement in the box for them to pick out.
No, just not quite.
Yeah, he may have snatched it down a bit, even though it was quite close.
There could be trouble here.
why my players don't winning the header?
Van Bronckhorst is someone so often referred to as the defender's defender. Rivalry.
No, Rivalry.
Tries to pass it through. Now, can they get it back? Oh, he's been caught napping. Played into the box. Terrific effort. And it's in. Lille are all square. He watched it all the way, and the finish was unerring.
So well played, Peter. Did a great job keeping sight of the ball. Made a classic move and read it perfectly.
It's starting to look very interesting, this.
Well, this is to be expected, Peter, when you've got two strong teams of fairly equal standing. The outcome should all come down to finishing.
And he's managed to get free. He's in a great... Tries a shot!
I'll tell you, Peter, the keeper owes him big time there. He's lucky his mate was wide awake to that.
Xabi Alonso.
Don't you just love the level of intensity here? Neither is prepared to back down, and to be honest, that's how it should be.
He is through here. Khan claims it without any fuss. And it's Rivalry. He's a sharp little ball here. Driving on and making good progress. A game with so much to recommend it. Fabulous contest, but still no clear winner.
It's a very open game.
He's having a shot! And that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it. Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
There will be 3 minutes.
And Bronkhorst, well seen, saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped.
He's had a shot! That is decidedly lacking.
Substitution in progress.
Yes. So room out until matter kind of what room out until free matter.
So changes afoot here, and from both sides. And the referee brings it to a close. A good watch, more than a good watch actually, certainly from a sporting perspective. It lacks winner of course, but the crowd largely satisfied.
You don't want to play with me? What do you try to say?
Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium, and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now.
Against Portugal.
Expectations and decibels both rising fast here. Things are heating up, and we'll be getting underway very soon. Well, we're underway. According to what we've been told, this is how it looks. It's a 4-3-3.
Yeah, Peter, you can look at this formation 1 minute.
Great chance! Here it is!
Well, talk about a real rude awakening. It's almost as if the defence saw nothing coming. They just didn't anticipate, on heels rather than toes.
There was no getting to that, no getting to it at all. Expertly done.
Well, Peter, I think the keeper knew straight away he was never going to get to it.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. And it's Rivalry. Look at the space here. And collective relief etched on the faces of the defenders. Howson calmly anticipates. Some intricate passing, looking to progress the ball. Xavi Alonso. Van Bronckhorst is someone so often referred to as the defender's defender. Torres gets on his bike and on the move. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. Nice looking ball. Oh, that was vital.
Portugal really can't go chasing this game too soon. Any rash decisions now could see them lose it.
Van Bronckhorst. Xavi Alonso. Passing is crisp and sharp. That's very neat. No, he wasn't going to be fooled. Well, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. There's the header! And he was there to get a vital touch.
Bale actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
Torres. Challenge just a bit on the firm side. Looks a foul. Yep, referee's given it. And he's going to have his name taken.
Hey, Pantu, you fan bond kari ghar ja pitti jata. Hati gaulyo kat.
Juve, good read, needed to be.
No, that was not standing.
Decent chance!
For a mic for the one of the best.
Portugal certainly could do with a positive spell for the remainder of this half, just to set the tone for what's to come.
And here's Bale. Howson does well not to be outdone there. Rivalry running with intent. Shot could be on. Van Bronckhorst! And he hits the net. They are right back in business.
And that comes as a very welcome relief. Now let's see who's got what it takes to seize the initiative from here.
As simple as you like, the outcome utterly inevitable.
And his manager couldn't look happier. That's the kind of interplay they've been working on in training, and it came off beautifully.
Quick look at his watch, and the referee whistles for half-time. So it's all squared. Neither side has been able to make a telling difference, but it hasn't been for the lack of trying. So your views on the first half?
I think the manager should be pretty happy that his side managed to come in on level terms. Things seem to be going a little against them, but they stemmed the tide, got their equaliser, and I think we're in for an exciting second half now.
Portugal are level pegging at half-time then, and it's a finely balanced game. 1-1 the score. So straight into the second half. Juve always looking for that half a chance. He's found a way through. That's a sharp pass. And it's Rivalry. Rivalry will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. Barcelona appear to be happy to let their front players stay up front all the time.
Well, it's signalling to the opposition that they're setting themselves up for the counter-attack. It's plain and simple.
And that's definitely not his best. Zanetti clears without hesitation.
Barcelona definitely have the look of a team that likes to counter-attack, Peter.
Yeah, that is clear. Just look at how they line up.
Well, another...
Oh, good climb! But he's left disappointed.
Diouf certainly knows that he's missed a real chance there, but he can't dwell on that. He needs to pick himself up and move on.
And he's undercooked that.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Edmilson. Nice interception, well timed. Van der Ven. Not getting too much time on the ball here, that is good pressing. Goes for a shot! Goal! Barcelona! And they've got their lead back. Oh, one moment you're in possession, the next you're picking the ball out of your own net. That one will sting.
Now look at the manager here, he's absolutely fuming and he has every right to be. You can't win football matches if you give the ball away like that.
And the shot! And a terrific save from the keeper.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
Barcelona with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. And that has earned a reprieve for the time. Tries one from range! And that really should have been that.
Hakimi has reacted in utter shock here. For him, the keeper has pulled off the impossible.
It's their second corner of the game. That's a decent clearance. And that's been won straight back. But he's well positioned here. Oh, shooting chance! Goal! And there we have it, the two-goal cushion. Well, was he ever going to miss that? Of course he wasn't.
Well, my sympathies go to the keeper, who is left horribly exposed. You don't expect players to switch off in front of goal like that.
Barcelona now in a position far more desirable.
I think there's been a greater menace to everything they've been doing during this spell, one that they hope will continue.
Lovely pass, but can he get there? Kukçu has it out wide and in space. Fernando Torres. He's had it taken off him. Oh, there's a probing ball. Van Bronckhorst. Edmilson. Oh, that's well spotted. Xavi Alonso. And it's Rivalry. Ball played for Rijkaard.
4 added minutes has been indicated.
Duke has found the net here, of course. And he is going into that little black book. Duke, chance! It's off target and by quite a way. And that's it. In the end then, no joy. Not for the want of trying, not for the want of running. Simply they were beaten. The noise is just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest. There's the whistle. Well, at 6'6", and with that sort of a physique, Jim, Daniel van Bouten was only ever going to be a monstrous centre-half, wasn't he?
Yeah, and a very good one at that. The first Belgian, I believe, to become a European champion at club level.
Yes, he was. And to do that, you've got to be pretty handy. Now, can they get him away? Fernando Torres. Torres! And for a moment, time stood still. Raul. Donadoni. Great vision. And he was alert to it. Long ball looking to counter. Oh, they can break here. And here's Torres. It's come to nothing. It's a goal kick. Van Bouten. Portugal yet to have an attempt on goal. Nicely spread. And here's Bale. And this is Rivalry. And the shot! And it's been hooked away. And it's Rivalry. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup.
Yet another interesting duel, this.
Xavi Alonso is the team's great visionary. Portugal do seem to have a very clear game plan here, Jim.
Yeah, they're set up to play those long balls from deep, Peter. The front men have certainly been busy making the runs beyond that defence.
Well, it's a tried and tested formula, OK, but very demanding too.
Well, you need your boys up front to work extremely hard, and you need to get the passing right as
well. He's keen, determined to have his say.
Portugal really have stepped it up now. They could have been a bit more greedy and forced the issue.
Maradona does really well to win the ball there. And this is Van Basten. And here's Maradona. Rodri. Fernando Torres. Now it's Torres. Gyökeres. Fernando Torres. And he's cleared it out of harm's way. And it's Xavi Alonso. Half-time rapidly approaching, and it's still goalless. And Torres! Goal! Portugal! And we have liftoff! Oh, that was sharp. Deliciously sharp.
Well, he's absolutely drilled that, Peter. When you hit it like that, the keeper's not going to be able to do much about it.
You felt it was coming. 1-0.
Well, this will present the manager with a few interesting options, Peter. Try sitting on this or push on with the opposition now forced to come out.
Van Bronckhorst added time.
And it's half-time. A very combative, competitive half with just the one decisive moment. It's been compelling stuff. Portugal just ahead then as we reach 45 minutes.
Yeah, I like the fact that there was a genuine flow to this game as well as intent, but I can't help feeling that their efforts deserved that little bit more.
Portugal can look back at a decent first half. 1-0 the score. So right back into the action.
Well, if you're ahead, it's a good time to start moving the ball quicker, Peter. Entice your opponents out.
Oh, what a mistake! He is through here. There's the shot!
The keeper was likely to need his best there, and he found it.
Rijkaard. That's good pressing, squeezing the play. And it's Cannavaro. Now Van Dijk. They've won a corner.
Well, look, they know they've got a height advantage, and it's time for them to use it.
Cannavaro can get it clear. That is lovely. Xavi Alonso touches it back.
They're really getting no time to think on the ball here.
He won't be happy with that one. So, Jim, is that the manager telling the forwards that they must stay forward for now?
Well, I think he just is concentrating on the shape here, and he wants them to press as high as they can and get in the right position to do that collectively.
Fernando Torres. Torres. Looking to play him in. Donadoni. And he's managed to get free. Cleared away.
Myanmar really are going for it here.
Torres has been caught there. It's a foul. He knew what was coming. That's a yellow card. Well, this looks promising in terms of distance and angle. And this is a great chance to get themselves back square. Donadoni! And the ball's come loose here. And again! Oh, good finish. And with the match slipping away, they have hauled themselves off the canvas. And he stuck it away as if laser guided.
Just way too good, Peter. The keeper was never going to stop it.
It's starting to... And the finish! Now, who's going to be first to... Oh, what has happened here? Rivalry! Goal! Portugal! And again they hit the front. A finish of great intelligence. He just understood and he executed so smoothly.
Oh, what a touch. I mean, how good was that? Poetry in motion.
Well, this is what we've been waiting for.
What a great time to score, but it does give the manager a real headache. Does he sit on this lead now or try and finish it off?
And that's a foul. A simple decision for the referee. And it's Xavi Alonso. Bale has the space to scheme.
Portugal clearly have been instructed to kill this off. Offence is the best form of defence.
Well, he's going to be disappointed with that.
Portugal nearly finished it off there, but now it's a case of waiting for the whistle.
Very much into the last knockings. Van Bronckhorst is one of those players who's known for reading the game better than anyone. Raul. And here's Torres. Knocks it into space. Picked out brilliantly. And the shot! It's a goal! And right near the end, we have parity. The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Myanmar are such an adept...
And there goes the final whistle. Decent game of football, that. Intense, intriguing, and both sides, as it turns out... The noise is just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest. Expectations and decibels both rising fast here. Things are heating up and we'll be getting underway very soon. So we're up and running. Jim, who do you reckon is pivotal?
This guy, Declan Rice, is a player I really rate. With him, you get exactly what it says on the box. A workhorse defensive midfielder who likes to stay in the deeper part of midfield, knowing his primary job is to make sure he shuts down any build-up play in that area.
I'm thinking the same. He will be a central feature, no doubt. And here's Torres.
Well, it's not the best when it comes to decision-making. Okay, initially he probably was afforded the space to hold on to it, but the longer he did that, the more he was going to be swamped. Well, that's good defending. He squeezed the play and he gave him no chance to get on the turn.
Picked out brilliantly, shapes to shoot! Now he wants to get in on the act here.
Portugal really can be very happy with the way they're going about things, Peter. They'll want to capitalise on this good spell, though. Well, height could make all the difference on these set pieces.
That's good play. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. And now a sudden chance to counter. And he shoots! That's another chance! They've scored! Some heroic goalkeeping, but even that couldn't save them this time.
That's smart play from him, actually, Peter. That goal was all about positioning. He knew instinctively where to be should the keeper have gotten a little jittery.
So the first goal of the game.
Well, I'd remind those players, Peter, that concentration will be key for a while now, as you don't want to hand the momentum straight back to your opposition.
Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Van Bronckhorst. Cross to the back post. Tries to get it clear. Now it's Vinicius Junior. That has been slung wide. Vinicius Junior. And the shot's on here. Good ball. Goes for a shot! He's got a goal! They are purring, truly purring. The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
So that's two now without reply.
To be expected, Peter. They've gone and stepped it up. Something they've been threatening to do and will continue to do by the looks of it.
Approaching half-time and still behind. Can they make something happen now? Now it's Vinicius Junior. Now it's Forlan. Now it's Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes! They've got to be quick to recover this. Oh, he's been caught napping. And it's played in here. Pedri unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. And here's Couch. Rice.
There will be 1 minute added time.
Let's make sure that's not getting through. Bruno Fernandes. Now it's Forlan. That's a shade optimistic. And that brings the first half to a close. What do you think we're up to after 45 minutes?
Well, I think things have worked out pretty well so far, Peter. If it ain't broke,
Hello,
don't fix it. So I think the manager has to resist change at this stage.
For one of our fan club
So that's how it stands at halfway. We'll be back with the second half very soon. So off we go again.
I think it'll be fascinating to see how they're going to change their approach here. They have to go for it and try and pull one back, but they also have to...
He's going for goal! Oh, that's a foul, and the whistle's gone. And he has shown him a yellow card.
Well, they're struggling to cope with a pacey dribble because they've not been at it as a team. I think the collective pressure needs to be better all around.
Great chance here from position A1. A real chance then to ease... Bale! Oh, he's pulled off a fine save.
Well, I thought his starting position was good, and that helped the keeper to judge the flight of the ball and deal with it well.
Great vision. Always onto this. Takes a shot! Yes! And with that, it is pretty much a done deal. Perfect placement, the one place the keeper couldn't reach.
That's expertly finished, and he's done that so often.
Substitution in progress.
So the manager can make a change for the first time in the game here. 3-0 and things are starting to look awfully cosy. Van Bronckhorst going forward. Now it's Inzaghi. And it's Bruno Fernandes. And he's taking no chances there. And here's Isco. Quarter of an hour into the second half. Fernando Torres. Van Bronckhorst. And it's Kout. Some resolute defending there. Kukçu is the distributor-in-chief, always looking for movers. And this is Isco. Chiellini. Rivalry, well seen, saw that coming.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
That's where it came from. Lovely ball, there's the shot! And that's a sharp finish. They will take that, they are absolutely ripping it up. Oh, beautifully dispatched, there was no reaching that.
That's just a fabulous, fabulous finish. Anything that close to the frame of the goal, 99 times out of 100, the keeper's not getting there.
This is a gloriously greedy performance. Rijkaard. And it's Kout. Oh, good ball! And Torres! Oh, denied at the last.
Yeah, it wasn't the worst decision in the world to go for the shot, even if he was being closely marshalled.
Spreads it out wide. Bruno Fernandes has it out wide and in space.
Well, they can at least make a fight of it. Even if it's just a goal, the lift it would give would be huge no matter what the end result is.
Rivalry. Played down the flank. Oh, he's found support out wide. He has found the way through. Header! Oh, he's kept it out. That's a great save.
3 minutes added time.
Added time going up here. It's 3 minutes. And here's Inzaghi. Bruno Fernandes. Oh, this is a great position.
A moment to try and place the cherry on the cake.
That's a decent clearance. And that will be it. Portugal suffer a humiliating defeat, and if that weren't painful enough, there's all the end. So bring it on. Hype, expectation, emotion. The game yet to kick off. The excitement already palpable.
Against Portugal.
And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. There's the whistle, and here we go.
Well, Peter, it's easy to heap praise on players that play further up the field, but they couldn't do what they did without the unsung heroes doing the dirty work, and Frank Rijkaard is amongst the very best in the business.
Some say the best ever.
Yeah, and I can see why. He's...
Gyökeres! Superb from Gyökeres! A finish of true class! Calm, composed, confident. What a super goal.
Well, that's great disguise he got on that finish too. Just toying with the defence, making them guess the wrong thing to do. Made him look a bit silly, Peter.
So, a breakthrough already. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Rummenigge will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. He has found the way through, and he's stuck it away. No, flags up on the far side.
He went just a smidgen too early, Peter.
A moment's uncertainty there, but it is the right call. Oh, and they're quick to press here, right on top of them. Torres, Rivalry. This might spell a decent chance! It's loose now and they want to get it back. And he's there to belt it away. Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Well, they've got it back in a hurry. This is good pressing, they're not short on bodies. Well, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. He's got away. Van der Ven can get it clear. Portugal leading here thanks to that early goal. 1-0 the score. Now it's Hullet. No foul, says the referee. Fernando Torres dominates there really so often. Stood up well to him there. And it's Fernando Torres. Nedved. Rummenigge. Oh, nicely intercepted. A lot of space. And the shot! He's got a goal! They are right back in business.
Well, you have to credit the desire there. These boys knew they were in a battle, and they did exactly what was needed to get back into it. That's going to make the boss just a little happy now.
Whoever is in his path, he will always find a way.
Well, at one stage, he was being body-checked, Peter, and then the next minute, it's in the back of the net. That's wonderful striking.
It's starting to look very interesting, this.
Well, I'd happily watch this every week, Peter. This is exactly what you want from a big game.
Well, he's going to be disappointed with that.
2 added minutes has been indicated.
Van Bronckhorst looking for the run, and that could set him on his way. And that brings the first half to a close. So it's all squared. Neither side has been able to make a telling difference, but it hasn't been for the lack of trying. So, nothing in it, Jim. What do you think?
Well, it sets up a very entertaining second half, Peter. Who's going to make the first move, trying to win this, and how they might find a way to sustain good pressure.
Portugal are level pegging at half-time then, and it's a finely balanced game. 1-1 the score. So we're straight back at it at the start of the second half.
Portugal clearly have been the better side here. So if I was to say anything to them, it would be just keep going. If it's not broken, don't try to fix it.
He's in a great position here. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. And he's picked it up out wide. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
And it's Luis Suarez. And here's Hullet. Saliba kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. So, Jim, is that the manager telling the forwards that they must stay forward for now?
Well, I think he just is concentrating on the shape here, and he wants them to press as high as they can and get in the right position to do that collectively.
Looking tidy in possession here, and here's Torres. And Torres! And the keeper has reacted superbly there.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
Van Bronckhorst. Van der Sar. Rivalry is looking to influence the game from out wide. Luis Suarez. Now it's Hullet. Played out to the left flank. Nedved. Oh, that's Nedved! This time, surely! Goal! Nil! And the comeback is complete! Rummenigge duly reaps his reward, kept his cool whilst the defence lost their bearings.
Yeah, he showed great reactions there. Right place, right time, easy pickings.
Substitution for Lille, number 22, Nedved.